Hey everybody, welcome to the video. I'm Brandon Green. Today I'm going to do a sketchbook flip through. I believe this is the fourth one I've done. Sketchbook flip through number 4. So this is the one I've most recently completed. I have another one going right now, but this is the one I started when I moved to Georgia. It took me like 8 months to finish. It's kind of a variety of things. It's not dedicated to just people sketching or anything else. It's just kind of a sketchbook. Anyways, let's get started with this. So I drew my little rough signature on there. I don't know, just kind of sharpied, and then it says a new chapter. It's because I moved to Georgia. So this is we went downtown just to explore this new city, and so this is a guy that was outside chit-chatting with everybody, and this is a guy sitting across from us at the next table. I really like this guy's hat. This page in general I was really happy with. Just came out really well. This is a guy that was sitting across from me at like a deli area in the grocery store I was working out. I was working there, and this guy sat next to me, so I had to stop working and sketch him. These pages are torn out because I had some stuff for work in there, and I can't be showing that to people, so I just tore them out just to get rid of that problem. Sunday church sketches. If you guys follow me online, you'll see me post these pretty regularly. It's not every week, but I like to sketch while I'm in church, and so this is the backs of people's heads that I was sketching. This guy I saw at Walmart, very bean shape. I had also not sketched in just pencil in a long time, so I really just kind of made an effort to sketch just in pencil. Added a little white pencil in there too. I didn't think that was cheating since it is a pencil. And then this was for Inktober. I figured I'm just going to do some just ink sketches for people sketching. So I went to Walmart, and the idea was really just to be deliberate with my ink. I've never really been an inker, never having done like comic books and stuff. I don't have too much experience with just inking, and so this was an effort of really being deliberate with my ink, and making sure I put it in the places I wanted it and it needed to be, rather than just arbitrarily like, okay, make lines, which tends to be what I do. But anyways, some more Walmart. This is kind of the same thing where I'm just inking. I did add a little more value with a gray marker and a white pencil, but just kind of continuing to expand on what I was doing on the previous page. And then I drew this guy. He was just crouching over his McDonald's bag, but then we went to this festival, and there was this guy on this what are they called, segways, cruising down the road. He's a very like theater teacher or a theater professor or a philosophy professor, some kind of just very high and mighty man rolling up the street on his Segway. And so I did some thumbnails, like how can I capture him the best, and ended up settling on this guy right here. Let me get him to where he's actually in focus. I think maybe that might be as good as it gets, but so I did this guy, and then went ahead, and I'm going to cover up this drawing, but I did this sketch, and I got done with it, and I was like, it's just kind of like, it ain't bad. It captured his look, like it captured his likeness pretty well, and he is standing on a Segway, but other than that, I just found it very boring, and as a character, like, it's just kind of like blah. So then I did another thumbnail, and I did this guy, and very like like a triangle type shape, very different, right? It's very much pushed. Let me see if I can focus this anymore. That's a little better. So that's where I did that sketch, and big difference between the two, but really pushed. I did a people sketch video called The Push. This is a perfect example of that, where I took a character that was kind of so-so to me. I mean, some people I know love the first sketch, but so anyways, I did this, and then I finished him out on the second page, which I think is a much more interesting character, much more interesting illustration, not just because he's colored, but because he just has more dynamic shape to him. He just, I don't know, he's more interesting to look at to me. This lady was sitting at McDonald's, and I hate this page. Just things weren't going well. Like, from the very start of this, my markers weren't behaving the way I wanted to. My whites were smearing. Nothing was working, and so I kept trying to fix it and adding little dark bits here and there and white outlines to try to fix things, and just things weren't working. So I ended up just passing and moving on. But yeah, it happens. I mean, it happens. And then when I do a bad drawing like that, sometimes I get like in this funk where I don't want to move on. Like, the next page is very hard to do, and so that's where these pages sometimes come from, is just doodling. Like, just doodle for doodling's sake. Like, it's kind of getting out of focus again. So I ended up drawing just this weird ogre-looking dirty guy, and then started just drawing circles and making faces out of the circles. Some weird little bears and fish and snakes and goat creature. I don't know, but then it just kind of gets me back into the mode of drawing, and then I end up with a hot dog wearing bun headphones. So this is at the grocery store. This is kind of my old style that I would fall back on a lot, which is like this heavy black line, coloring it, putting some basic shadows and highlights on top of it, and that's where I would stop, or that's the direction I would take it. And I hate it. Like, I've grown past this, and I don't like it anymore. And sometimes I find myself falling back into this, and it always disappoints me. It's not horrible. It's not like a bad style. It's just a style I'm tired of, and so I try to move past this. I've really kind of tried moving away from black line altogether. I still do use it from time to time, but it is more deliberate. Just like in those sketches before I did it for Inktober, like, I try to make my blacks more deliberate now. Even on this page, which is just the same day, drawing this lady, trying to just make it a black and white illustration. Like, just let the inks do what the inks are gonna do, and don't force color into it. Don't I don't know, do things that aren't necessary. If that makes any sense. And this is kind of the direction I started to head, and doing no black line, and just using my pencil sketch as my coloring template, and then kind of going back and working on top of it a little bit, but just leaving basically the line to be very minimal. I mean, there's still line in here. There's a red colored pencil line, but it's not overpowering it. This is more Sunday church sketches. We actually went down to Florida for something. I don't know. I don't even know what it was for. Maybe Thanksgiving. And went to my niece's church, and so some people from her church. Some people at the mall. This lady's had so much like neck fat on her that her face was getting pushed to the top of her head, it seemed like. I don't know, it was just kind of an interesting look to me. And some quick gestures from people standing around the mall. Then we were back down to Florida. This may be for Christmas. This lady was out at the beach in her fur vest. So there's like a diner that you can sit on the beach and eat in Bradenton, Florida. And so this lady was just chilling out there. This lady was at the diner we went to breakfast at, and some other miscellaneous just little sketches and gestures. This lady was at the Walmart, and then at the Walmart shaking her snow globe. And then other people, these are just shape exercises, just experimenting with different head shapes and things. I don't know. Not to mention just practicing inking. And the same thing for this whole page. Just shape exercises, inking exercises, sketching exercises, drawing exercises. I don't know, call it what you want. This guy was at Busch Gardens. He was in one of the little gift shops I was in. who knows what he was looking at, but he's just quite a man of many roles. I don't know how to put that really, but he was a very roly man. This couple was walking through the mall in Sarasota, Florida. This lady was eating lunch next to us out at the beach, just cramming a burger into her mouth. So this guy was there too. I think he was actually sitting with that lady who was cramming the burger. But this half right here, this column is back at church. Back at church now, people. This guy was hanging out. We were eating at a little cafe. This guy was hanging out outside, just kind of wheeling around. He did not have huge mufflers on his wheelchair, by the way. He did have kind of a customized wheelchair, very just full of paint and stickers or whatever it was. I don't remember right now, but I caricatured it into this. He just had such a unique little wheelchair that I pushed it a little bit and made it his racing wheelchair. And he just seemed like he was in a NASCAR. So, quick sketches from mall. This guy was at Starbucks in the grocery store, just kind of waiting in line. Some little rhino doodle cartoon sketches. Trying to be very quick with my lines and very quick with motion and stuff. And then also experimenting with more of like a gradient type color, like mixing marker colors and stuff. Just, I don't know, doing things I wouldn't normally do. And this guy was bebopping, I think, through the mall with his puffy yellow jacket. That was too small for him. This guy works at a grocery store up the street, and he just has that child molester look. Unfortunately, I hope he's not, but he has that look. This came from two pictures that friend Will sent me. This lady with her front butt, and this guy who was just quite the character. I mean, looked like he was straight out of a Tim Burton cartoon. And I actually drew him, like I redrew him on one of our streams. So if you go find some of the streams that I did with Will, it'll probably be on Will's channel. You'll probably find me redrawing him. But he was fun. This is from church. This is actually our music director, our worship leader, or whatever his title was. That's him. And then it gets to a page sometimes where I just sitting there at night watching a movie or something and just doodling. So I drew an airplane, and then I drew some sharks. And I drew them, but the idea here was to draw sharks upside down. And by that I mean like their body shape. Normally I would draw like a strong rigid back, and then their belly side I can play around with the shape a little bit more because they have a jaw, they have a belly and stuff that I can squeeze in there. So it tends to be that like this is the shape of a shark, and then the mouth would be down here and stuff. But I just decided to instead let's make it feel like they're reversed. And if having a very rigid back makes them look strong and confident and a shark, this killing machine, maybe if I flip it around, it will kind of reverse that. And so that was the idea, just to see if it made them look more wimpy and weak. And I think it did. Obviously, I kind of play off that with their eyes and everything, kind of makes them look more lackadaisical and derpy. Here's a page, more church sketches. This was actually a couple. This is life size. No, but he was really, really short. And then this guy was just some random other guy. For this page, I just did some squares and said I'm going to do a little creature in each one of these squares. And so that's what you get. Different creatures. For this page, I drew this as random caveman, and then I was actually watching a YouTube video with Dave Matthews. It was like an interview with him, and he was talking how he went somewhere and there were monkeys that were swinging down and taking everybody's muffins. So I just thought, I don't know. At the time, I was looking for something to draw, so I drew that. A monkey stealing muffins. Page from church. A lot of people ask if this is Will Terrell. This is not Will Terrell. It's just a guy who happens to look like him from the back. And then this page, a lot of you have probably seen this posted if you follow me on social media. This dad and son were at Walmart, and the son had a little pocket sewn to the front of his sweater where he could hold his drink. It was the most Walmart thing I've ever seen. This is sitting at a restaurant. I think this is like Valentine's Day. My wife and I don't really do too much for Valentine's. We'll maybe go out to eat sometimes. So this we went to just like a cookout. If you guys don't know what a cookout is, it's just like, I don't know, greasy, weird cafeteria food. I'm not a big fan of it, but ended up turning out way better than I thought it would. When I first like started it, it was kind of like I was almost convinced it was going to be a dud page, but it ended up turning out really good. More church sketches. Our church meets in a gymnasium. That's why a lot of my church sketches have like bleachers, because there'll be like chairs pretty much like this. So this chair down on the floor, and then a lot of people sit in the bleachers. So the bleachers are really nice because you can sit there and draw other people in the chairs, and you can see across the gymnasium to the other bleachers. Some shape exercises. So usually I pick some kind of common denominator for shape exercises. Like I'm going to make them all ninjas or dinosaurs or whatever. This time I decided cowboys, but kind of eliminated that they had to be normal. So this guy, not even a human, but I just put a cowboy hat on him, made him a cowboy. And then you have this fat, slobby, just guy, cowboy. And then more of a dramatic pose. I like the way it kind of turned out. He's like, I don't know, maybe he got shot in his gunfight, in his little doggy cowboy. And then in one of my previous videos where I painted a shark, I talked about there were a lot of planes on the back of a shark. And so I did this little sketch of this like aircraft shark carrier thing, and then I was gonna do this whole cool painting down here, or marker illustration, and then my marker went completely dry, and it just upset me enough. It kind of took the wind out of my sails, so I just moved on. More church sketches. This is done in acrylic paint, so obviously I did this at home. I didn't do this in church, but did the sketch in church, came home and painted it. I just hadn't done acrylic paintings in a long time, so busted them out for this. Some people sketches from just around town. I think these people were both at Walmart. These folks were walking around campus here in town. More church sketches. A page of random cartoons and drawings. I mean, some random backgrounds. This started out being my neighborhood, and it turned into very much not my neighborhood, but yeah, that's the way it goes. And then some little elephants playing, and a choo-choo train, and another background of a little jungle. This is from, if you guys have seen any of my people sketching videos, let me focus this up. You'll see that I use a few sites for people sketching when I don't have reference. This one came from earthsworld.com, I think it's .com, but it's Earth's World. You guys can go check out my people sketching videos. I give links to those. More church sketches. So for a while, if you haven't noticed, like, it got to be where church was the best place for me to sketch during this. Like, the week was so busy. Church was really the best time for me to just sit down with a sketchbook. So, more church. This guy gave me this look at Walmart, and he was just like this, where he was just strolling down to the end of the aisle. Like, I just happened to look down at the end of the aisle, and he came like wheeling by, like just like that. and just gave me this look. And it was slow enough that I was looking at my phone because I put my grocery list on the phone. And so I just hurried up and like snapped a picture of him real quick. So he's kind of, it wasn't a great photo, but it was enough to where I could take it home and do this sketch. And this is one of my favorite pages that I have in here. Just I like the design of the character. I like the background. Like, I really enjoy the way this guy came out. But yeah, such attitude. This is Church Sketches. Church sketch. This is looking across the gymnasium at the bleachers across the way and drawing the people over there. Obviously, I took some liberties with different things. This guy wasn't standing up like that, but you know, just kind of making an illustration out of what I see. This guy was sitting down on the gymnasium floor with his kid coloring underneath him. And then here is the last page. Some random shark doodles, little cartoons. I like this little buck-toothed shark up here. I also like this like fat shark. There's a few pages torn out back here. I kept losing bleed sheets is all that is. And then I don't sketch on the last page. I just leave. I just allow it to be kind of a an extra sheet back there. Same reason I don't draw on the very first page. Because it tends to be where this is glued to the cover. So a lot of times, I mean, it won't even fold down right if you try to draw on it. But so anyways, that's the book. I think I finished this in about April. Started in August. So that's it. Book number 4. I do have another one going right now. I'll post that whenever I get it done. I'm also trying to get a sketchbook scanned so I can offer it to you guys so you guys can download it. I don't know any details about that. I don't know when it's going to be done. I tried doing it with my scanner, and my scanner is doing some funky things. So hopefully I can find somebody else with a scanner and scan a sketchbook. And I also have to decide which sketchbook to scan. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed looking through my sketchbook. I'll be gone the next several weeks. I am still going to try to post, but may or may not happen. So if I see ya, I see ya. If I don't, have a good 4th of July. Have a good July in general. But I think you'll be seeing at least 1 or 2 videos from me. Have a good day. Go out and fill your sketchbook up, or at least, add to it. Please go follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that jazz. Anyways, go have a good day. Bye-bye.